What about the dress code surrounding big sporting events? Well, what you wear is in the spotlight after some recent controversies. Former cricketer turned broadcaster Jonathan Agnew was sent a letter from cricket chiefs after interviewing a player in the Pavillion for the Ashes at Lord's. His crime, not wearing a tie, as you can see. Although Lord's now say the letter was sent as a bit of a joke, the dress code is certainly taken very seriously there. And just last Sunday, Lewis Hamilton missed out on being in the royal box for the Wimbledon men's final after being turned away for failing to dress sufficiently smartly. Put a thumbs up to it, though. So, is it time to do away with the dress code? To talk about this, I'm joined by sports journalist Ian Stafford, editor-in-chief of Kicker.com. You're not wearing a tie, Ian. You could have smartened up. I mean, look at me.
No, I do apologise, Matt. I left my top hat and tails at home for this appearance.
All right, we'll forgive you for that. We don't have the same kind of dress code here. Do you think they're a good thing? Because standards need to be maintained.
It's 2015, for goodness sake. It reminds me of John Lennon's famous quote, wasn't it? Those in the posh seats rattle your jewellery. You know, Wimbledon, OK? All right, we've got one person who's any good. Millions of money goes into the LTA coffers, OK?
James Ward might take issue with that, and Heather.
One who's really good, OK? So you're an inner city kid, and you look up at the Penguins in their dress in the royal box. For goodness sake, oh yes, I'd like to play tennis and be like them. St Andrews. So I mean, I've been chased off golf courses. I'm a grown man, chased off golf courses for not wearing the right shorts. I mean, who on earth is going to want to be motivated from the inner cities, from a poor background, to be a tennis player when you hear about that? The long room at Lord's, where Jonathan Agnew got into trouble.
Yes.
You've seen the people sitting in the long room. It's as if they haven't moved there for 200 years, those guys.
I think a lot of people in the Pavillion at Lord's do go there for a nice snooze after reading a certain broadsheet newspaper. But the thing is, the letter is a bit tongue-in-cheek. It's from the chief executive and secretary who just signed it, Derek. And at the end it says, "This is not the first occasion, Jonathan, this has happened. You'll recall arriving at Trent Bridge for the end-of-season black tie dinner without a black tie. Fortunately, I had a spare one in my pocket."
Yes.
It's tongue-in-cheek, but it's not. It is semi-serious. But what's wrong with that? I mean, what's wrong with maintaining just a certain kind of standard? Because we've heard about, for example, Ronnie O'Sullivan playing snooker in his socks. Now, come on, that's not...
No, he played snooker in his socks because his shoes were giving him blisters. He didn't...
Well, he should have had better shoes then. He can afford them.
He didn't wantonly say, "Oh, I'm not going to play my shoes today." They were rubbing. OK, it's all right for you. You sit there if you have blisters. But he's playing snooker, so that's why he did it. But going back to your point, there's nothing wrong with tradition in the right place. Sport these days is not about tradition. Sport these days is about excellence. It's about winning, and it's about inspiring people to follow in their footsteps.
On the pitch, on the field, they're all wearing uniforms. I mean, it couldn't really work without it. So, well, should just people be wearing flip-flops and you know, jogging bottoms in the stands?
Gosh, you sound so old, Matt. Flip-flops. No, of course they shouldn't be there, but I think they're entitled to wear what they want. It's about the sport. It's not about the occasion anymore. You know, surely we're not still being governed by class in this country. We're being governed by excellence. And if you're in a city kid, as I say, and you look up at the royal box or you see, oh, the long room with all the cobwebs, well, you won't be inspired to follow their footsteps. Have
a listen to this. We've got some regular fans at Lord's we spoke to today.
Rules are rules, and if that's the rule, he knows it. Like Lewis Hamilton, you know, he should have known. And it's only a courtesy to wear a nice tie.
No, I think in some instances tradition is fantastic. So, and the cricket club itself has obviously been around for a number of years.
They need to move on with the times, really. Everyone's casual, move on, and you're trying to bring a new era to English cricket.
I just think in this sort of weather, it's ridiculous to stuff up and wear a jacket.
There you go. None of them wearing ties. Perhaps he got a point dressing practically, but they were all reasonably well dressed. I like especially the Aussie guy in his kit.
No, the Aussie guy was looking like an Aussie guy in his kit, and the first guy wasn't a regular guy. The first guy was right at home.
He was very smartly dressed. He wasn't wearing a tie though.
We cannot be governed by class anymore. Sport can't be governed by class. We've got to motivate people to come and play it and not be viewed, judged by people in top hats.
Just final question on Lewis Hamilton. I mean, Gary Lineker tweeted, you know, this is England at its pompous worst. David Beckham managed to put on a suit and tie to go to Wimbledon. Why couldn't he just follow suit?
Well, you know, he probably didn't read the small print, did he? But listen, in Paris, it's a fashion show. You can wear anything you like, on court, off court. I mean, at Wimbledon, you've got these ridiculous rules where you're not allowed to wear black bra straps. anymore.
That counts us out, Ian. But we're going to take you out and get you fitted for a nice suit after this chat.